The unexpected proposal. Jack was an ordinary Earthling, living a simple life on the space station known as Horizon Outpost. Every day, he woke up to the sounds of machinery and the hum of engines, preparing for another day of work. He was a technician, fixing equipment and ensuring that the station ran smoothly. Despite the excitement of living in space, Jack often felt lonely. His friends on Earth had their lives, and he found it hard to connect with anyone on the station. One sunny morning, the outpost was buzzing with anticipation. A grand event was about to take place, the annual Intergalactic Friendship Festival. Species from different planets were visiting, each bringing their unique culture and traditions. Jack was curious but apprehensive. He had never interacted with aliens before, and the idea of meeting them filled him with a mix of excitement and anxiety. As the festival began, colorful decorations adorned the hallways. Bright lights twinkled everywhere, and the air was filled with laughter and music. Jack stood by a window, watching the festivities unfold. Suddenly, a commotion drew his attention. He turned to see a group of aliens entering the main hall. They were strange and beautiful, their skin shimmering with colors Jack had never seen before. In the center of the group was Princess Glorith, a figure of striking presence. She was known across galaxies as the ugliest princess in the universe, a title that puzzled Jack. With her greenish skin and numerous eyes, she looked entirely different from any creature he had ever encountered. But there was something captivating about her. Her confident posture and the way she carried herself made her seem almost regal. As Glorith mingled with the guests, Jack felt an inexplicable pull towards her. Gathering his courage, he decided to approach. He had always been shy, but something about the festival and the lively atmosphere encouraged him to take a chance. Hello," Jack said, his voice slightly shaky as he stepped up to her. Glorith turned, her many eyes blinking in surprise. "Greetings, Earthling. What brings you here?" she asked, her voice smooth and melodic. "I'm Jack," he replied, feeling his heart race. "I work on the space station. I wanted to meet new friends." "Friends?" Glorith echoed, a curious smile spreading across her face. "That's a noble pursuit. I could use more friends. My name is Princess Glorith." Jack was taken aback. "You're a princess, but you don't look like one." Glorith chuckled softly, a sound that warmed Jack's heart. "Appearance can be deceiving. Many judge me based on my looks alone, but I am more than what you see." Intrigued by her words, Jack felt a connection forming. They began to talk, sharing stories about their lives. Glorith spoke of her planet, Zarathia, a world filled with strange creatures and breathtaking landscapes. Jack listened intently, captivated by her passion and intelligence. For the first time in a long while, he felt at ease. As the evening went on, more guests joined them, but Jack felt drawn to Glorith. He noticed how others treated her, often avoiding her gaze and whispering among themselves. He couldn't understand why they judged her so harshly. To him, she was intriguing and kind. After a while, the festival turned into a dance, and everyone began to sway to the music. Glorith stood at the edge of the crowd, seemingly alone. Jack, sensing her discomfort, approached her once again. "Would you like to dance?" he asked, extending his hand. Glorith hesitated, her eyes widening. "Dance with me? Are you not afraid of what others might say?" "No," Jack said firmly. "I think you're amazing. Let's show them what we can do." With a spark of bravery, Glorith took his hand, and they moved into the crowd. As they danced, Jack felt as if the world around them faded away. They twirled and laughed, breaking down barriers of judgment and fear. For Jack, it was a moment of pure joy, and for Glorith, it was a chance to be herself without the weight of expectations. As the night wore on, the music slowed, and they found themselves sitting under the stars, sharing dreams and hopes. "I wish to find someone who sees me for who I am," Glorith said softly. "Someone who isn't afraid of the universe's opinions." Jack nodded, understanding her more than she realized. "You deserve that," he replied. "Everyone does." After a moment of silence, Gloreth took a deep breath. "Jack, would you consider marrying me?" The question hung in the air, catching Jack completely off guard. "Marrying you?" he echoed, his heart racing. "But I hardly know you." Gloreth's expression turned serious. "I know it sounds strange, but I have seen you treat me with kindness. In my world, we often marry for alliance and power. But I want to choose someone who respects me, someone who will stand by my side." Jack felt a whirlwind of emotions. He had only just met her, yet he couldn't shake the feeling that this was an extraordinary opportunity. "Are you serious?" he asked, searching her eyes for truth. "Yes, I am. Will you be my earthling husband?" As the stars twinkled above, Jack looked deep into Gloreth's eyes, realizing that this could be the adventure he had always dreamed of. Though shocked, he felt a sense of determination rising within him. "Yes, I will marry you," he finally replied, a smile breaking across his face. Gloreth beamed, her many eyes sparkling with joy. In that moment, Jack understood that love could transcend appearances and expectations. As they embraced, he felt a warmth and excitement for the journey ahead, one that was bound to be filled with surprises and challenges. Thus began the unexpected adventure of an earthling and the universe's most unconventional princess, setting the stage for a love story that would defy all odds. The journey to the alien world. The following days passed in a whirlwind of excitement and preparation. Jack could hardly believe what had just happened. He was set to marry Princess Gloreth, the ugliest princess in the universe. The thought made him chuckle as he realized that beauty truly lay in the eye of the beholder. What mattered more was the connection they had formed in such a short time. As Jack prepared for the journey to Zarathia, Gloreth helped him gather everything he would need. "You must wear something special for our wedding," she said, leading him to the fabric room on Horizon Outpost. The room was filled with bolts of shimmering fabric from various planets. Jack was amazed at the vibrant colors and intricate designs. "What do you think?" Gloreth asked, holding up a piece of fabric that glimmered like the night sky. It shifted colors as it caught the light, displaying hues of blue and purple. "It's beautiful," Jack admitted. "But will it fit me? I'm just a regular earthling." "Don't worry. I have friends who can help with that. You will look fantastic," she reassured him with a smile. As they selected the perfect materials, Jack felt more at ease. The reality of his decision began to sink in, and he was excited about what lay ahead. He imagined the vibrant landscapes of Zarathia and the adventures they would share. When the day of the journey arrived, Jack stood in front of the docking bay, his heart pounding with anticipation. Gloreth had arranged for a magnificent spaceship adorned with glimmering lights and an elegant design. It was far more than he had ever imagined. As they boarded the ship, Gloreth explained how it worked. "This is a warp ship," she said, pointing to the control panel filled with colorful buttons and screens. "It can travel through space and time, allowing us to reach Zarathia in just a few hours." Jack was amazed. "You mean we can travel across galaxies in such a short time?" "Absolutely. Just hold on tight," Gloreth said with a playful grin as she initiated the launch sequence. As the ship soared into space, Jack pressed his face against the window, staring in awe at the stars. They twinkled like diamonds against the vast darkness, and Jack felt a sense of freedom he had never experienced before. He turned to Gloreth, who was focused on the controls, her eyes gleaming with excitement. "Are you ready for this adventure?" he asked, unable to hide his enthusiasm. "I have been waiting for someone like you," Gloreth replied, her voice filled with sincerity. "Together, we will create a story that will be remembered throughout the universe." As the ship traveled faster than the speed of light, Jack felt the thrill of the unknown. They zoomed past colorful planets and swirling nebulae, each more beautiful than the last. It was like a dream come true. During the journey, Gloreth shared fascinating stories about her planet. Zarathia is known for its stunning landscapes. There are floating mountains, sparkling lakes, and forests filled with luminescent flowers, she described, her eyes lighting up. You will love it there. Jack couldn't help but smile. It sounds incredible. I can't wait to see it for myself. However, as the ship approached Zarathia, a wave of nerves washed over Jack. What if the people of her planet didn't accept him? What if they judged him based on his earthling appearance? He pushed those thoughts aside, reminding himself of Gloreth's kindness and strength. As they entered Zarathia's atmosphere, the ship glided gracefully through the clouds. Jack gasped as he caught his first glimpse of the planet below. It was a stunning mix of colors, lush greens, vibrant pinks, and deep blues. The floating mountains dotted the landscape like magnificent islands, and Jack couldn't believe his eyes. "Welcome to Zarathia," Gloreth exclaimed, her voice filled with pride. They landed gently on a platform surrounded by flowers that glowed softly in the twilight. As the ship door opened, Jack stepped out, his heart racing. The air was fresh and fragrant, filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Gloreth took his hand, leading him down the ramp. "You will meet my family soon. They are eager to welcome you." As they walked, Jack noticed a group of aliens waiting for them. They were a variety of shapes and sizes, each more unique than the last. Some had tentacles, while others had multiple limbs. They all turned to Jack, their expressions a mix of curiosity and skepticism. "Gloreth, you've returned," one of the taller aliens called out, stepping forward. "And you've brought a guest." "This is Jack, my fiancé," Gloreth said proudly, her voice strong and confident. The crowd murmured among themselves. Jack felt a knot in his stomach. He wondered how they would react to him. Would they accept him, or would they turn away in disdain? "An Earthling," another alien exclaimed, raising an eyebrow. "How curious. Are you ready for the challenges of Zarathia?" Jack took a deep breath, mustering his courage. "I am ready to learn and grow," he said, looking around at the curious faces. "I'm here to support Gloreth and become part of this world." Gloreth's grip tightened on his hand, and he felt a wave of reassurance. "Jack is brave and kind. He will be a great addition to our family," she declared. As they moved forward, the crowd slowly began to warm up to Jack. One by one, they introduced themselves, sharing smiles and laughter. Jack felt his nervousness begin to fade. Maybe he could find a place here after all. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Jack looked at Gloreth and smiled. "Thank you for believing in me," he said softly. She smiled back, her many eyes sparkling. "Together, we will build a new life. Let this be the beginning of our adventure." With that, Jack took a deep breath and stepped fully into the new world that awaited him, ready to embrace whatever challenges and joys lay ahead. The Royal Introduction. As the evening air cooled and the first stars began to twinkle in the Zarathian sky, Gloreth led Jack through a vibrant garden filled with strange, luminescent plants. They walked hand in hand, and Jack couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder at the world around him. The flowers seemed to glow in response to their footsteps, illuminating their path like a magical carpet. "Welcome to the Royal Palace," Gloreth announced as they approached a grand structure that shimmered like crystal under the moonlight. Its towers spiraled upward, and the architecture was unlike anything Jack had ever seen on Earth. The walls glimmered with a soft light, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers. Jack was awestruck. "It's beautiful," he murmured, his eyes wide with amazement. Gloreth smiled proudly. "It is my home, and soon it will be yours as well." As they entered the palace, Jack was greeted by an array of colors and sounds. The walls were adorned with artwork depicting the history of Zarathia, vibrant murals that told stories of bravery, love, and unity. He felt a wave of nervousness wash over him again. What would her family think of him? "Just be yourself," Gloreth whispered, sensing his apprehension. "They will see your heart." They walked into a grand hall where Gloreth's family awaited. The room was filled with exquisite decorations, shimmering chandeliers made of crystals, colorful tapestries hanging from the walls, and a large table set for a royal feast. Gloreth's family stood together, their various forms creating a mesmerizing sight. "Everyone, this is Jack, my fiancé from Earth," Gloreth announced, her voice strong and proud. The aliens turned to Jack, their gazes penetrating. He could feel their eyes on him, assessing and questioning. Gloreth's parents, King Selphar and Queen Lyra, stood at the front, exuding an air of authority. "Welcome, Earthling," King Selphar said, his voice deep and resonant. He had a tall, elegant figure with skin that glimmered like silver. "We have heard much about you. It is an honor to meet the one who has captured our daughter's heart." "Thank you, Your Majesty," Jack replied, his voice steady despite the fluttering in his stomach. "I'm honored to be here." Queen Lyra stepped forward, her features softening. She had an ethereal beauty, with flowing hair that seemed to shift colors with her emotions. "It is rare for our daughter to choose a mate from another planet. Tell us, Jack, what do you see in our Gloreth?" Jack took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. "Gloreth is kind, brave, and unlike anyone I have ever met. She sees the world differently, and she makes me want to be better. I want to support her and learn about your culture." The room was silent for a moment as his words hung in the air. Then King Selphar nodded slowly, his expression thoughtful. "It is important for our family to know that you will cherish Gloreth. Love is the strongest bond in the universe." "Of course, Your Majesty," Jack replied earnestly. "I will do everything I can to make her happy." As they conversed, Jack noticed the tension in the room slowly easing. Gloreth's siblings joined the conversation, asking him questions about Earth, curious about his life and experiences. They laughed at his stories about humans, and Jack found himself relaxing, enjoying the warmth of their curiosity. After some time, Queen Lyra clapped her hands, bringing attention back to the gathering. "Let us celebrate this union," she declared, her voice ringing with joy. "Prepare the feast." Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted to one of festivity. Servants emerged, carrying trays filled with exotic dishes that Jack had never seen before. They offered him colorful fruits, shimmering drinks, and delicacies that looked almost too beautiful to eat. "What is this?" Jack asked, picking up a bright purple fruit. "That is a zargal," Gloreth explained, her eyes sparkling. "It tastes like a mix of strawberry and chocolate." With a smile, Jack took a bite. The flavors burst in his mouth, sweet and delicious. "This is amazing," he exclaimed, earning laughter from those around him. As the evening progressed, Jack felt more at home among Gloreth's family. They shared stories, laughter, and danced to music that resonated through the palace, filling the air with joy. Jack realized that despite their differences, they were not so different after all. They were all beings seeking love and connection in the vast universe. Eventually, as the festivities began to wind down, King Selphar raised his glass. "To Gloreth and Jack, may your love be as enduring as the stars." Everyone echoed the toast, raising their glasses in unison. Jack felt a warmth in his chest, a sense of belonging that he had longed for. As the night drew to a close, Gloreth pulled Jack aside. "You did wonderfully," she said, her eyes shining. "I knew they would love you." "Thank you for believing in me," Jack replied, his heart swelling with gratitude. "I feel like I can truly be myself here." Gloreth smiled, her expression filled with warmth and affection. "Together, we will create a beautiful life. Tomorrow, we begin the preparations for our wedding." Jack nodded, excitement bubbling within him. "I can't wait to start this new journey with you." As they gazed at the stars outside, Jack felt a sense of hope and possibility. This was just the beginning of their adventure together, and he was ready to embrace whatever came next. The wedding preparations. The sun rose over the vibrant planet of Zarathia, casting a warm glow that illuminated the royal palace. Jack awoke in a lavish guest room adorned with soft fabrics and intricate designs. He stretched, feeling excitement dance in his chest as he remembered that today marked the start of the wedding preparations. After dressing in the attire Glorith had provided, a tunic that shimmered like starlight, he stepped outside into the bustling palace grounds. The air was filled with laughter and chatter as servants rushed about, gathering flowers and arranging decorations for the upcoming celebration. "Jack," Glorith called, her voice bright and cheerful. She was surrounded by a group of her friends, all busy discussing plans. Her face lit up when she spotted him. "Come join us." Jack approached, a bit shy but eager to be part of the excitement. Glorith's friends were a mix of stunning alien beings, each unique in appearance, but all radiating joy. "Welcome, Earthling," one of them said, her skin a soft shade of lavender. "We've been waiting for you. What can I do to help?" Jack asked, trying to sound enthusiastic. "Help? Oh, you can carry the flowers." Another friend chimed in, handing him a large basket filled with vibrant, colorful blooms. Jack grinned, happy to contribute. As he helped gather flowers, Glorith began to explain the significance of each one. "These are Zarna flowers," she said, holding up a delicate bloom that sparkled in the sunlight. "They symbolize love and commitment." "And these," she continued, picking up a cluster of bright yellow petals, "are called joyous petals. They are believed to bring happiness to the couple on their wedding day." Jack listened intently, fascinated by the traditions of Zarathia. The more he learned, the more he felt connected to Glorith and her culture. Each flower carried a story, a piece of the world he was beginning to cherish. As they arranged the flowers, Glorith's mother, Queen Lyra, approached with a smile. "Jack, dear," she said warmly, "have you given thought to your vows? It is a significant part of the ceremony." Jack felt a wave of nervousness. "I haven't yet, Your Majesty." I wasn't sure what to say. "Speak from your heart," Lyra advised gently. "It is the sincerity of your words that matter most. Love is universal, and your feelings are what will resonate with everyone." Encouraged by her words, Jack decided to take a moment to gather his thoughts. He stepped away from the busy group and wandered to a quiet corner of the garden. The fragrance of the Zarna flowers filled the air, and he closed his eyes, letting the serenity wash over him. What did he want to express? His heart raced as memories flooded back. Their first meeting, their adventures, the joy Glorith brought into his life. He wanted to honor her bravery, her kindness, and how she had opened his eyes to a world beyond his own. Taking a deep breath, he began to formulate his vows. He envisioned standing before Glorith, feeling the love and warmth radiating from her as he spoke. Meanwhile, back in the bustling garden, preparations were in full swing. Glorith's friends were creating beautiful arrangements, their laughter mingling with the sweet sounds of Zarathian music. The atmosphere was electric with excitement, and everyone could feel the joy building as the day progressed. After some time, Jack returned to the group, feeling more at ease. "I've been thinking about my vows," he announced, catching Glorith's attention. "Really? Tell me," she urged, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Not yet," Jack replied with a playful grin. "I want it to be a surprise for the wedding." Glorith clapped her hands in delight. "I can't wait. It will be wonderful." The rest of the day flew by as Jack and Glorith's friends worked tirelessly, stringing flowers through the palace, decorating every corner with vibrant colors. Jack felt a sense of camaraderie with everyone as they collaborated to create a magical setting for the wedding. As evening approached, they gathered in the grand hall to share a meal. Jack sat among Glorith's family, enjoying the delicious dishes prepared for the occasion. Laughter filled the air, and Jack felt a growing sense of belonging. "Tomorrow will be a significant day," King SciFi remarked, raising his glass in a toast. "Let us honor this union, which bridges two worlds." "Cheers," everyone echoed, their voices ringing with joy. As the meal concluded, Glorith leaned closer to Jack, her voice low and playful. "Are you ready for tomorrow? The ceremony will be spectacular." "I am more than ready," Jack replied, feeling a surge of excitement. "I can't wait to become your husband." Gloreth's eyes shone with happiness. "And I can't wait to be your wife." As the night wore on, Jack felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had led him to this moment. Tomorrow, he would take a step into a new life, surrounded by love and acceptance. As he lay in bed that night, the sounds of laughter echoing in his ears, Jack knew that he was exactly where he was meant to be. The future was bright, and he couldn't wait to embrace it together with Gloreth. The wedding day. The dawn of the wedding day broke over Zarathia, bathing the world in a golden hue. Jack awoke to the sounds of excitement echoing through the palace halls. He could hear laughter and the rustle of fabric as preparations reached their peak. His heart raced as he remembered that today was the day he would marry Gloreth. After getting dressed in a finely woven garment that shimmered like the stars, Jack stepped outside. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of Zarna flowers, their bright colors contrasting beautifully with the blue sky. The palace grounds were transformed into a magical setting, with vibrant decorations and lights twinkling like stars. As he walked through the garden, Jack noticed groups of Zarathians bustling about, setting up for the ceremony. Friends and family mingled, their faces glowing with joy. Jack felt a sense of belonging wash over him, knowing that he was surrounded by those who cared for Gloreth. "Jack." Gloreth's voice rang out, pulling him from his thoughts. She appeared, radiant in her wedding gown, a magnificent creation made from delicate fabrics that flowed like water around her. The dress shimmered with a spectrum of colors, and her beauty took his breath away. "Wow, you look stunning," Jack exclaimed, unable to hide his admiration. Gloreth smiled brightly, her cheeks flushing with delight. "Thank you. You clean up well, too." She twirled around, the gown swirling elegantly, and Jack couldn't help but laugh. As they exchanged playful banter, Jack's heart fluttered with happiness. He took her hand, feeling the warmth radiating between them. "Are you ready for this?" "More than ready," she replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Let's make it unforgettable." They moved toward the grand hall, where the ceremony would take place. As they entered, Jack felt a sense of awe. The hall was adorned with the most beautiful flowers and shimmering lights. A large archway framed the view, decorated with Zarna blooms and ribbons that fluttered gently in the breeze. The guests began to gather, taking their seats with eager anticipation. Jack spotted familiar faces among the crowd, Gloreth's friends, her family, and even some dignitaries from other planets. The air buzzed with excitement, and Jack felt his nerves melting away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of joy. The music began to play, a harmonious blend of Zarathian melodies that filled the hall. Gloreth's friends stood at the front, ready to witness the union of two worlds. Jack took a deep breath, focusing on the moment ahead. As the ceremony began, King Sulthar stepped forward to officiate. His presence commanded respect, and Jack felt a sense of gravity in the air as he began to speak. "Today, we gather to celebrate the union of Gloreth and Jack, two souls from different worlds who come together in love." Jack watched Gloreth as she stood beside him, her eyes glimmering with happiness. The warmth in her gaze filled him with confidence. He could feel the love that surrounded them, a bond that transcended their differences. "Do you, Jack, take Gloreth to be your wife?" the king asked, his voice steady and clear. "I do," Jack replied, his voice firm, resonating with sincerity. "And do you, Gloreth, take Jack to be your husband?" "I do," exclaimed, her voice bright with excitement. As the ceremony continued, they exchanged rings, symbols of their commitment. Jack slid a beautifully crafted band onto Gloreth's finger, feeling a sense of unity wash over him. When it was Gloreth's turn, she placed a ring onto Jack's finger, sealing their vows with a promise of love and devotion. "By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife," King Sulthar declared, a wide smile gracing his face. "You may kiss the bride." With hearts racing, Jack leaned in and kissed Glorith, feeling the warmth of her lips against his. The crowd erupted into cheers and applause, and Jack felt an overwhelming surge of joy. In that moment, they were surrounded by love, happiness, and the promise of a beautiful future together. As they stood together, hand in hand, the celebration began. Zarathian music filled the air, and guests began to dance. Jack and Glorith joined in, twirling and laughing, fully immersed in the joy of their wedding day. The feast that followed was filled with delicious Zarathian delicacies, fruits, sweets, and dishes that Jack had never tasted before. He delighted in trying everything, and Glorith laughed at his enthusiasm, loving how he embraced her culture. As the evening wore on, Jack took Glorith aside for a moment, away from the revelry. "I can't believe we're married," he said, his eyes searching hers. "Neither can I," she replied, her expression softening. "But I feel so lucky to have you by my side." Jack smiled, feeling a deep sense of contentment. "We're going to create so many memories together." "Yes, we will," Glorith exclaimed, her excitement palpable. The night continued with laughter and joy, and Jack knew that this was just the beginning of their journey together. As he looked at Glorith, he felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the love they shared. No matter the challenges they might face, they would face them together, united in love and understanding. The first night. As the festivities continued into the night, Jack and Glorith finally found a moment to escape the lively celebration. The palace was filled with laughter and music, but the couple wanted a private moment to absorb the enormity of their marriage. Hand in hand, they made their way to a beautifully decorated chamber adorned with twinkling lights and soft fabrics. Jack opened the door, and they stepped inside. The room was warm and inviting, with the soft glow of lanterns casting gentle shadows on the walls. A large bed, draped in exquisite silks, awaited them, adorned with colorful cushions and petals from Zarna flowers. The air was sweet and fragrant, filled with the scent of exotic blossoms. "Wow, this place is amazing," Jack said, taking in the beauty of the room. He turned to Glorith, who was gazing at him with wide, excited eyes. "I can't believe this is our first night together as a married couple." "I know," Glorith beamed, her cheeks flushing with excitement. "It feels like a dream. I've always imagined this moment." As they settled into the room, Jack felt a mix of emotions swirling within him: happiness, nervousness, and an eagerness to explore this new chapter of their lives. He wanted to make this night special for Glorith, to ensure she felt cherished and loved. "Would you like to sit?" Jack asked, gesturing to the plush cushions strewn around the room. "Sure," Glorith replied, her smile widening as she plopped down onto a cushion. Jack joined her, sitting close enough to feel the warmth radiating from her body. For a moment, they simply looked at each other, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Jack reached out, gently tucking a strand of Glorith's hair behind her ear. "You are truly beautiful, you know that." Glorith laughed lightly, her eyes sparkling. "And you're not too bad yourself, Earthling. I still can't believe you chose me." "I chose you because I saw beyond the surface," Jack replied earnestly. "Your spirit, your kindness, and your strength are what drew me to you." A new beginning. The sun began to rise outside the palace, casting a warm glow through the windows of the cozy chamber. Jack and Glorith lay entwined in each other's arms, the events of the previous night still fresh in their minds. For both of them, it felt like they had entered a new world filled with possibilities. Jack was the first to wake, slowly opening his eyes to the soft light illuminating the room. He turned to see Glorith peacefully sleeping beside him, her features serene and beautiful. He couldn't help but smile, feeling a rush of love for the alien princess who had captured his heart. Despite her unusual appearance to him, she was the epitome of beauty, grace, and strength. As he watched her, Jack thought about how far they had come in such a short time. They had overcome doubts and fears, proving that love could conquer any barrier, even one as wide as the universe itself. He felt grateful for the journey that had led them to this moment, and he knew there was so much more ahead. Glorith stirred, her eyes fluttering open as she caught sight of Jack. A smile spread across her face, instantly brightening the room. "Good morning, my earthling," she said softly, her voice still laced with sleep. "Good morning, my princess," Jack replied, grinning. "How did you sleep?" "Like a baby," she said, stretching her arms above her head and then curling back into his embrace. "Last night was incredible. I still can't believe I'm married to you." Jack laughed, the joy of their union filling the air. "Believe it. We had a lifetime of adventures ahead of us." They shared a tender kiss, savoring the sweetness of the morning. The world outside was waking up, the sounds of nature blending with the soft whispers of the wind. As the couple lay together, the warmth of the sun seeped into the room, making it feel like a perfect morning. After a while, Glorith propped herself up on one elbow, a mischievous glint in her eyes. "So, what are we going to do today? We can't just stay in bed all day." "True," Jack chuckled, "but I wouldn't mind a lazy morning. However, I think we should explore the palace and meet your family." Glorith's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Yes, I want you to meet everyone. My family is going to love you." After getting out of bed and preparing for the day, the couple made their way through the palace, Glorith leading Jack through the intricate halls adorned with tapestries and alien art. The palace was bustling with activity, servants and guests moving about, but they all paused to greet the newlyweds with warm smiles and cheerful words. As they walked, Glorith introduced Jack to various members of her family. The first was her mother, the Queen, who welcomed Jack with open arms. "Welcome, my son-in-law," she exclaimed, pulling him into a warm embrace. "I am so glad to finally meet the earthling who has stolen my daughter's heart." Jack felt a wave of warmth wash over him. "Thank you, Your Majesty. It's an honor to be here." Next, they met Glorith's father, a tall and imposing figure with a kind demeanor. "Welcome to our family, Jack. I've heard many wonderful things about you. It takes a brave soul to marry my daughter." Jack felt a hint of nervousness, but quickly regained his composure. "I promise to love and cherish Glorith every day." As they continued to meet various relatives and friends, Jack felt more at ease. Everyone was kind and accepting, making him feel as though he truly belonged. With each introduction, he learned more about Glorith's world and her culture, realizing that while they were different, they shared common values of love and loyalty. After the introductions, the couple was taken to the royal garden, a breathtaking space filled with vibrant flowers, unusual plants, and soft, grassy areas perfect for relaxing. Jack gazed in awe at the beauty surrounding him. "This is incredible," he exclaimed. "I've never seen anything like it on Earth." Glorith smiled, clearly proud of her home. "I love spending time here. It's a peaceful place where I can think and dream." As they wandered through the garden, Glorith began to share more stories about her life, her dreams, and her hopes for the future. Jack listened intently, enchanted by her passion and enthusiasm. "I want to travel the universe with you," Glorith said, her eyes shining. "I want to see all the amazing things Earth has to offer and share my world with you." Jack nodded, his heart swelling with love. "We'll create our own adventures. Together, we can explore every corner of the galaxy." With newfound determination, they began to discuss their plans for the future. They talked about the places they wanted to visit, the challenges they would face, and the love that would guide them through it all. After a delightful afternoon filled with laughter and exploration, Jack and Glorith found a quiet spot in the garden to sit together. Jack took a moment to reflect on how much his life had changed since meeting her. "You know, I never imagined I would marry an alien princess," he said, his voice light. Glorith giggled, leaning her head on his shoulder. "And I never thought I would find someone who loves me for who I am. You've made my dreams come true, Jack." "Let's keep making each other's dreams come true," Jack said, wrapping his arm around her. We can face anything together." As they sat together in the fading sunlight, Jack realized that this was just the beginning. Their love story was only starting, and the universe lay ahead, filled with endless possibilities. Together, they would conquer any challenge and discover the beauty of life hand in hand. In that moment, surrounded by the enchanting garden and the warmth of each other's presence, Jack knew that they were destined for greatness. The universe had indeed conspired to bring them together, and nothing could stand in their way. Together, they would create a legacy of love, adventure, and acceptance, a true testament to the power of love across galaxies.